Welcome back to our channel, soap fans. Today is a beautiful day to dive into the most explosive, jaw-dropping drama Los Angeles has to offer. The stakes have never been higher, and the battle lines are officially drawn. Grab your favorite drink, buckle up, and let's get straight into the heart-pounding chaos awaiting our favorite families. The ocean waves crashing violently against the Cliff House are absolutely nothing compared to the catastrophic tidal wave about to obliterate Steffy Forrester's living room. John Finnegan is standing right in front of his wife, looking her dead in the eye, and he is about to drop a nuclear bomb that will shatter their marriage into a million irreparable pieces. He wants Sheila back. This is the ultimate moment of no return. The absolute pinnacle of betrayal. Finn knows exactly what he is doing. He knows the horrific history, he knows the trauma, and he knows that uttering Sheila's name in a positive light is the equivalent of lighting a match in a room full of gasoline. Yet, he is pushing his marriage to the absolute brink anyway. He looks at Steffy, takes a breath, and suggests the unthinkable. He tells her that he had an unexpected visitor at his office. When Steffy asks what his birth mother wanted, Finn crosses the ultimate line. He tells his wife that he thinks it is time they consider letting Sheila into their lives. Steffy Forrester Finnegan's entire world stops spinning. The air is instantly sucked out of the luxurious Cliff House. Her eyes go wide, her breath hitches in her throat, and she stares at the man she married as if he has just morphed into a total stranger. The sheer, unadulterated audacity of his words hangs in the space between them like a venomous cloud. She is paralyzed for a fraction of a second, but then the shock gives way to a volcanic, world-ending fury. This is not just a marital disagreement. This is a declaration of war inside her own home. Steffy absolutely freaks out, and rightfully so. The betrayal cuts deeper than anything Finn has ever done before. She has drawn this line in the sand 1,000 times. She has begged, pleaded, and demanded that Sheila remain a ghost to their family. And now, the man who promised to protect her is actively trying to invite the monster back through the front door. Steffy's reaction is fierce, apocalyptic, and completely unhinged. She unleashes a torrent of rage on Finn, demanding to know how he could possibly be this blind, this delusional, and this incredibly reckless. She reminds him of every single tear, every single drop of blood, and every single nightmare Sheila has caused. But Finn stands there, stubbornly defending the woman who gave birth to him. He is totally under Sheila's spell, completely manipulated by her recent visits and her claims of reform. Finn knows this could ruin his marriage. He is fully aware that Steffy's fierce, mama bear instincts will not tolerate this level of disrespect. But he is asking anyway. He is pushing the issue, digging his heels in, and defending a psychopath over the mother of his children. Has he completely forgotten how fiercely Steffy reacts when backed into a corner? This catastrophic miscalculation could very well end his marriage today. The trust is broken. The foundation is cracked. And somewhere across town, Sheila is holding her phone, smiling brightly, knowing her toxic poison is working perfectly to destroy Steffy's life from the inside out. Meanwhile, the Forrester estate is hosting its own explosive showdown, and the collateral damage is going to be massive. Will Spencer is desperate. He is a man running on pure, unfiltered emotion, and he refuses to let Elektra Forrester slip through his fingers. He breaches the heavily guarded Forrester property, sneaking in to plead his case to the woman he loves. He wants Elektra back. He needs her back. And despite all the corporate warfare and the family feuds, Elektra wants him too. They are standing in the Grand Forrester living room, the tension crackling between them. Will is pouring his heart out, begging Elektra to forget the business secrets, forget the rivalry, and just focus on them. Elektra is torn. She is deeply drawn to Will. They have an undeniable, magnetic connection that has been burning white-hot since their very first meeting at Forrester Creations. She looks at Will, her heart breaking, wanting nothing more than to fall into his arms and leave the family drama behind. But before Elektra can make her choice, the absolute worst-case scenario kicks the door down. Eric Forrester marches into the room, and he is a man possessed by pure, unadulterated fury. The Forrester patriarch does not just walk into the room, he commands it. He sees a Spencer standing in his home, pleading with his granddaughter, and Eric absolutely explodes. The booming voice of Eric Forrester echoes off the mansion walls. He is not playing games, and he is taking 0 prisoners. He marches right up to Will, his eyes blazing with a protective, ruthless fire. Eric demands to know what Will is doing on his property. Before Will can even attempt to defend himself, Eric turns his wrath on Elektra. He implores her, with the full weight of the Forrester legacy behind his voice, to kick Will to the curb immediately. He demands that she tell Will to leave and never, ever come back. Elektra is frozen in terror and heartbreak. She is caught in the ultimate crossfire between the man she loves and the grandfather who demands absolute loyalty. The pressure is suffocating. Eric is not asking, he is ordering. He is drawing a massive line in the sand, and he expects Elektra to stand on the Forrester side. Tears well up in Elektra's eyes. She looks at Will, seeing the desperation on his face, but the crushing weight of her family's expectations is too much to bear. She caves. With a trembling voice, she tells Will that he has to leave. She shuts him down, breaking his heart right there on the Forrester rug. But Eric is not done. He is not just going to let Will walk out the door. Eric gets right in Will's face, his voice a lethal, low growl. He formally banishes Will Spencer from the Forrester estate. He makes it crystal clear that Will is not welcome, will never be welcome, and needs to stay the hell away from Elektra and the entire Forrester family if he knows what is good for him. Will is completely humiliated. He is shattered, defeated, and stripped of his dignity. The Spencer heir is forced to turn around and walk out the door, his world crashing down around him. But this is a soap opera, and true love does not die because of a grandfather's ultimatum. Elektra might be trying to make the Forresters happy right now, but that magnetic pull is too strong. She is drawn to Will like a moth to a flame. No matter what Eric says, no matter what Ridge says, Elektra might end up in Will's arms anyway. The forbidden nature of their romance is only going to make the fire burn hotter, and Eric's harsh banishment might just be the catalyst that pushes Elektra right out the Forrester door. As Will retreats from the hostile Forrester territory, he is a broken man. He heads straight to the bikini bar, looking to drown his sorrows and escape the crushing reality of losing Elektra. He slumps onto a couch, looking absolutely miserable, wanting nothing more than to be left completely alone in his misery. But peace is the one thing Will Spencer is not going to get today. Melissa Dillon is lurking. She spots him sitting there, vulnerable, heartbroken, and bleeding out emotionally. And Dillon is about to make her move. Dillon's recent behavior is setting off massive alarm bells, and we need to talk about the absolute danger she poses. She is showing two very different, highly disturbing sides of herself in the span of a single day, and it is making everyone incredibly worried. 1 minute, she is playing the supportive, understanding friend. She claims she does not want to risk their friendship. She acts like she is just there to be a shoulder to cry on. But the next minute? She is a completely different person. She is aggressive, predatory, and crossing every single boundary imaginable. We cannot forget what just happened at the beach house. Dillon did not just offer a friendly hug. She literally tried to straddle Will Spencer. She threw herself at him with an aggressive, calculated seduction technique that completely contradicts her innocent best friend act. She made it explicitly clear that if she moved back in, she would not be living above the garage. This duality is terrifying. Dillon is calculated. She knows exactly when to strike. She watches Will get his heart ripped out by Elektra, and instead of giving him the space he desperately asks for, she swarms him. She walks right up to his couch at the bikini bar, probing him with questions she already knows the answers to. She asks if Elektra shut him down again, twisting the knife while pretending to care. Will is annoyed. He is exhausted. He explicitly tells Dillon that he does not want to talk about it. He literally begs her to just get him a beer and leave him alone. But Dillon is relentless. She rallies the other women at the bikini bar, attempting to swarm him, smother him, and force her way into his orbit. She is using his heartbreak as a weapon, trying to wear down his defenses while he is at his absolute lowest point. Will Dylan's aggressive, two-faced tactics actually work? Will she successfully manipulate a traumatized Will Spencer into her bed, or will her predatory behavior finally be exposed for the toxic trap that it is? While the younger generation is tearing each other apart, a silent, devastating tragedy is unfolding in the sterile, unforgiving walls of the hospital. Carter Walton and Daphne Rose are about to face the ultimate test of their marriage, and the fallout is going to be absolutely gut-wrenching. Carter and Daphne have been riding high on the bliss of being newlyweds. They have been passionately trying to start a family, dreaming of the day they can hold their own child in their arms. Carter, the ultimate romantic, has finally found the right woman. He has been eager, hopeful, and completely ready to dive headfirst into fatherhood. Every single month, they have waited for that positive test, holding on to the dream of building a traditional family together. But that dream has just been violently shattered into a million unfixable pieces. Daphne is sitting in Dr. Lee Finnegan's office, the cold reality of her medical test results staring her right in the face. Lee, always the professional, delivers the crushing, catastrophic blow. She looks Daphne in the eye and tells her the absolute worst news a hopeful mother could ever hear. Early menopause. Complete infertility. Zero chance of conceiving a child naturally. The words hit Daphne like a freight train. She is completely paralyzed. The devastation is absolute, suffocating, and total. She breaks down, her entire vision of the future burning to ash in a matter of seconds. Steffi is there by her side, holding her, trying to offer comfort, but there is no comfort for this level of grief. Daphne is shattered. She is mourning the loss of a child she will never get to carry. She is mourning the loss of the pregnancy experience she so desperately wanted to share with her husband. But the true nightmare has not even begun yet. Daphne has to go home. She has to walk through the front door, look into Carter's hopeful, loving eyes, and completely destroy his dreams. She has to be the one to tell him that the family they have been planning is biologically impossible. How is Carter going to react? This is a man who has wanted a family his entire life. He has been burned by love so many times, and he finally thought he had his perfect happily ever after. When Daphne breaks this awful, devastating news, it is going to test the very foundation of their marriage. Will Carter be able to hide his disappointment? Will Daphne's guilt consume her, making her feel inadequate as a wife? They are going to be forced to make massive, life-altering decisions while drowning in a sea of grief. What are they going to do now? Is a family still in their future? They will have to navigate the incredibly complex, emotionally exhausting avenues of surrogacy or adoption. But before they can even discuss those options, they have to survive the heartbreak of this diagnosis. The tension, the sadness, and the overwhelming sense of loss are going to push Carter and Daphne to the absolute limit. Will their love be strong enough to survive this crushing tragedy, or will the infertility news drive a permanent wedge between them? The drama in Los Angeles is reaching a boiling point, and the explosions are going to leave permanent scars on everyone involved. Finn is playing Russian roulette with his marriage, blindly trusting a psychopath while his wife prepares for war. Eric is ruling the Forrester empire with an iron fist, ruthlessly banishing Will Spencer and igniting a fire in Elektra that cannot be extinguished. Melissa Dillon is playing a dangerous, two-faced game of seduction, hunting a broken man while pretending to be his savior. And Daphne and Carter are walking straight into an emotional buzzsaw that will test their vows like never before. Every single character is standing on the edge of a massive cliff, and the slightest push is going to send them all tumbling into the abyss. The secrets, the betrayals, and the heartbreaks are stacking up, and the fallout is going to be legendary. You will not want to miss a single second of the explosive action coming your way. Will Steffi file for divorce before Sheila destroys her family, or will Finn's delusion cost him everything? Drop your boldest predictions in the comments below, smash that subscribe button, and join the debate.